We have a quick and dirty tutorial in Teamspeak 3 for setting up whisper lists for purposes of people participating in the Terran Stellar Navy roleplay community. So whisper lists can be confusing if you've never done them before, but I promise they're pretty easy. All you're going to want to do is log into whatever server is applicable to you, and you're going to want to go to your TeamSpeak settings, preferences. Now, on Windows or Linux, it's not going to be preferences, it's going to be settings or some such, and you might get there a different way. But the important part is you get to something resembling this. Now, this is where you usually adjust your microphone or your volume adjustment, but here we're concerned with the whisper section. These settings here I've never had to mess with, but they're pretty self-explanatory if you wanted to. Our concern here, however, is whispers. And you set those up by clicking Whisper Lists here. As you can see, I have a number of whispers already set up, but let's start from a blank slate. First thing you're going to want to do is down here in the bottom left, click New, and it's going to cue you to press a hotkey to issue the command to whisper to a given target. You can alter what target after you create the whisper if you so desire. For our purposes here, I'll just make the hotkey K. As you can see, it has appeared over here on the list of whisper lists. It has automatically named itself after the key on which, your command you've given it. But you can rename this, and let's be silly and say K goes to the mess hall. Simple. Up here you've got the hotkey indicated, you've got a reply hotkey, which I honestly don't know what that does. You could experiment, but that's outside the realm of what we really need. And then you've got this drop-down menu for your whisper to target. For our first steps here, we're just going to be whispering to clients and channels. And from here it gets pretty damn simple. In the TSN, you're going to want to whisper from one ship to another ship, or from your ship to CIC, that being the GM. And you have already set your key bind. All you really need to do is tell it which channels to go to. So down here in this search box, you're going to type in Mission Operations. And as you can see, you've got all the ships, you've got the command and control deck, you've got the comms relay, and secure channel Bravo. Everything you could possibly need, except of course the mess hall, but we'll pretend I didn't name that mess hall for simplicity's sake. We'll just say I send it to Mission Ops. So from here, your instructions are in gray right here. Drag and drop targets from the right into this box. Simple as that. Their hint about holding shift to add channels recursively, I have no idea what that means either. Never had to do it. So we're currently setting up a whisper to mission operations, we'll say. And usually in the TSN, you also want to send your intership comms to the comms relay alpha. I don't really understand why we do this, but we do this. Everything you transmit between ships and between ship and CIC should also be sent to comm relay alpha. So all I've done is drag and drop. But, oops, I slipped Saber in there. We don't want that. You can remove that by simply highlighting it, hitting your delete key, or right-click remove. Simple, simple. So we've got our hotkey. Our hotkey is set to go to clients and channels. We've indicated what channels it's supposed to go to, in this case, Mission Operations and Comms Relay Alpha. You just hit OK, and then you can go out and check your whisper list. You can see that I'm sitting here in the entry portal. If I depress the K key, my light turns red. And if we scroll down, looking for the channel in question, here we go. Here's Mission Operations. If I hit the K key, and it successfully whispers to the channel, Well, I've done something wrong, because I have red dots indicating where this whisper is going. I have a red dot to comms relay alpha, which is working as it should, and I have a red dot to Saber. I'm pretty sure I removed that. It's possible mission operations is just a header and not actually a room. Let's go back to preferences, back to our whisper lists, double check what we have here. Whoops. It appears I inadvertently removed the mission ops portion instead of Saber. Herp derp derp. And it won't actually let me drag that in there. Interesting. Well, we'll call it the mission briefing room then. Oh, no, it did let me do that. It's just the horizontal scroll here is annoying. Okay, so mission operations is there, and comms relay alpha. Let's try that again. Hitting our K key, we've got red dot for mission ops and red dot for mission briefing room. Excellent, that's what we want. Now, the other kind of whisper that you're going to want for the TSN is, well, typically only people that are in command of a ship at any given time. But the other thing they do is whisper to channel commanders, which is the back-channel communication between the game masters and the ship captains that the run-of-the-mill officers don't get to listen in on. And the way the TSN's got that set up, let's say hotkey for this, we'll call it J. And we'll go ahead and rename. And to whisper to the channel commanders, instead of whispering to clients and channels, you're going to whisper to groups. And then you have your group whisper type. You've got all clients, server group, channel group, and in our case, channel commanders. You simply select that, and you're all set. You could isolate which channels you want to whisper to people who have the channel commander server group, but we don't do that in TSN. So you want to whisper to all channels for channel commanders. And that should pretty much take care of you. As you can see, my chosen selections for my key bindings is related to my number pad. I address ship 1, which is Saber, right there, with my keypad 1. And I've got the relays to CIC and comms relay alpha. But because I also play on other servers that also have ship 1s, I've also got those overlapped in here as well. And it's pretty much mirrored from 1 to 7, or yeah, I think it's 1 to 7. Numpad 1 going to ship 1 being Saber, 2 going to Horizon, 3 going to Viper, and what have you. And the way to have both ships hear you when you're whispering to another ship, you depress both keybinds. You press down 1 and 2. So that way you're whispering both to Saber and Horizon, assuming you're on either of those ships. You just depress the number for your ship and the number for the target you want to speak to. Again, that's just the way I have it. You can set it up any way you please. This should be sufficient instruction to get you through the process. Good luck, happy hunting. That concludes this here tutorial.